here we are. That was a burnt pepperoni. So, I have not posted in a while because I've been really busy at work, and today I woke up and I was kind of a little sick. So, I'm in a hotel right now, and basically I have not been able to post because I've been traveling a lot for work. I'm eating a Jack's Pizza with Campbell's soup. I think it's their Popeye version. While I'm at a hotel. Gotta fix the lighting a little. But, so I wanted to tell a story today, and I was gonna go on Reddit. But then I realized that I suck at remembering things. So, like, I didn't want to read a story and then try to remember. And also, like, you know, like, just, is that a random ass story? But, lately I've been getting into a lot of, like, very spiritual stuff. Because it interests me, like, all these stories from, like, Native Americans, different cultures around the world, how they depict, cryptids and creatures and Bigfoot, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've always been interested in things like that. So I decided to talk about supernatural things that have happened to me personally or my family members that they swear up and down about. Now, I grew up in a Mexican household, and with that being said, they are very superstitious about things that happen. For example, when someone says, "Se me subió el muerto," now what does that mean? That means that a dead person laid on you, and that's what they call sleep paralysis. And a lot of people around the world, they say that that's like a similar reason to sleep paralysis. Personally, I've never experienced that ever, but a lot of my family members have. And they say that you feel like you can't move, but your eyes are open. And Drop it. Quartz. Sorry, I have my dog with me. I might have to edit that out. But basically, there's other ways that people describe that, but that's the most common one. That you feel like you can't move. So I've had a lot of family members that say that a dead person went to them and spooked them like that, and you know, I've never had that happen to me, so I don't know, but other stories that my family has told me, it's like, let me see. So, my family from Mexico, I've gone to visit them multiple times whenever I was younger. And there was this one time where I went to my aunt's house. Like whenever we go to Mexico, we go visit the whole family, because it's not cheap to take your whole family to Mexico, especially when you live in the U.S. Like a plane ticket's like $500 per person. So went to Mexico, visited the whole family, and we decided to stay at my aunt's house. Now my aunt lives an hour away from where we are originally at, like where my grandma's house is and where our house is in Mexico. And it's like this giant hill. But like the way I remember it is like, it's like, I don't know if it's the time of year or what, but it's not all grass. It's like a hill, but like it also has dirt roads. And like at the time, I don't know about now, because it was a long time ago since I've been to her house. But so there's like a road that goes around the hill until it takes you all the way to the tippy top of the hill, and then that's where all the houses are. So anyways, we go there, and I'm getting to know my cousins, we're talking, blah blah blah. My mom cooks, all that. So then we go to bed. And at the time, my aunt's house wasn't finished. And what I said by that is, so in Mexican culture, you build your own house. Like my dad and my uncle built our house in Mexico. My grandpa built his house in Mexico. So my aunt's house was in the middle of construction, but it was like done to where you could live there. They just needed like the floor done and like little things like that because they're made out of concrete. So at the time, only 2 rooms were finished. The bathroom was finished and the kitchen was finished, but they had like a lot of other stuff to do. So they only had 2 rooms. So my aunt decided that she would give my older brother, the room to himself, because he was the oldest. And my uncle was still in the United States. He wasn't there, so it was just my aunt, me, my girl cousin, and my boy cousin. But my boy cousin was like really young, like maybe 6, and we were like 14. So she cousins and I slept with my aunt. Like, she put a mattress down in the room. So, during the nighttime, I got up to go use the restroom. And like the bathroom was like right across from our bedroom. It was like the bathroom was here, and right across from it was where my brother was staying. And then my room was like right here. Like right up, like I guess like the second door to it, I guess. So I got up at the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I felt scared. I don't know why. I just thought that it was because I was in an unfamiliar place. But I went to the bathroom and then I ran back to the room. Nothing to it. Went back to bed. And then the next day, my brother's like, "Hey, did anyone get up last night and go to my bedroom and open the door?" And I was like, "I used the restroom, but I didn't go to your room. I went back to my room." And I remember it. I wasn't really half asleep because I was scared. So like I knew what I was doing. So I was like, now I went straight back to the room. So he asked everybody. Everybody said no. He really like asked my younger cousin, because he's like 6, and he was like, "Are you sure you didn't go?" And he said that the reason why he was asking him so hard was because someone opened the bedroom door, and he woke up and he saw a silhouette of a little boy. But he kept saying he didn't go over there. So then, Mom was like, "Yeah, I believe you." And my cousin was like, "I've told you that I've seen things too, but you didn't believe me." And she was like, "Well, you live here. I didn't want you to be freaked out about all this thing happening, but yeah, there's been some stuff happening." And then she was like, "There's a cemetery a couple blocks from the house that had a bunch of little kids, because like I said, this town was like very small, and it probably had like 20 people living in that little hill, and like you have to, like it's a hill, so you have to go all the way down too, and it's an hour to the closest I don't want to say city, but like next town over, because at the time even the other towns didn't have that many people either. I don't know about now. And so that was that. But then I also heard other stories too from my uncle, the one that owns the house. So like he lives there, but he goes to the US and works sometimes and goes back home. Just however he wants to do it, right? But as we were telling the stories about that, she was talking to us about a story about my uncle and that what he had encountered. Now, it's very common for, at least my family, to go out drinking. And so this hill, like imagine a big circle. A big circle. Like this big circle, and that's how the top of the hill is, but obviously it's like uneven and like cratery almost. So imagine this being at the top of that hill looks, So like let's say that their house is like over here, and then there's one store. There's only one store there because, like I said, there's only like 15 to 20 families living there. So one of them opened up a small little store, and it's not that big. It's literally like someone's house, like the backyard type shit. So here is the store, and here is where my uncle's house is. So you can, like, cause the houses are kind of like on the outside, and then on like the center of it is like a creek almost, and it's like a bunch of trees and stuff like that. So obviously you can go around where the street is, the dirt roads are, go around it, or you can go cut in between the stream and the trees. So my uncle had gone drinking, and now because they don't have a bars and they only have that store, that store sold beer. Oh, sold beer too. So they hang out outside of the little house, and then they buy beer and drink there, like outside. Like the person doesn't care that they're hanging outside their house, because the more they drink, the more snacks they buy, the more beer that they buy and stuff like that. And it was just common, I don't know. That's just how that town was. So she said that it was about midnight, and like my uncle was over there drinking. She had called him and was like, "Hey, like it's getting late, like you need to come back home. I'm ready for bed." So I don't recall 100% how far the house to the store is, because remember, I haven't been there. Like, she's telling me this story after my brother said that. So like it's been like over 10 years since I've visited that town, so it's kind of hard to say, but I want to say that you could probably get around the whole little town in like a 30-minute walk. But he wanted to cut time, so he was like, I'll be home in a little bit. Excuse me. He went and said bye to everybody, and he didn't want to walk the dirt road, so he decided to cut through. So he's drunk. Now my uncle, one thing about him is he fucking drinks, but he don't do drugs or nothing else. So he's walking, going through the trees, following the creek down, as he has done so many times. And mind you, like, this town is very small. Like I I said 15 to 20 people max in that hill. It's dirt roads. Like, there's no lights out there. And 10 years ago, I think we were like using like flip phones. Flip phones still. And I don't think they had like light or whatever. So, it was dark. He was just going on moonlight. So he was just walking. And he was looking down because, you know, he's going through trees. There's a stream. He's trying not to get his boots wet. And then like he said that he felt like what's it called? Like, you know, whenever you feel like somebody's watching you. He felt like he was being perceived. So he looks back. No one's there. Continues walking. And then, like I said, he's looking down. So then he like as he's taking a step, his foot stops. Like, let's say you take a step forward and then you put your foot down, and like as he put his foot down, like his foot hit another person's foot, and it was like another person's boot. Like, if you're not familiar with Mexican culture, like it was like one of them like crocodile boots, like the little. Now, why is the details important? It's not, but that's how they told it to me, so that's how I'm telling y'all. So he said that he felt so scared, like so fucking scared, that he didn't want to look up. He was scared to look up. So he didn't look up. He just continued to look down, and then the person was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing out in my hours?" In Spanish, I think they were like, "¿Qué estás haciendo afuera en mis horas?" or something like that. Like basically saying like, "What are you doing outside during my time?" And again, it was like midnight. So the person was like stating that he should not be outside around midnight because it was his time. So, and it was a male voice, just FYI. And my uncle was like, I'm just trying to go home. I used to cut a shortcut. And, like, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like, that person or whatever he saw was like, "I'm gonna let you go this one time, but I don't want to catch you outside during my hours anymore." And my uncle was like, "Yeah, I understand, I won't be out anymore." And then, the boot started, you know, walking, and it walked behind my uncle, and my uncle was like, "Okay, I'm gonna look now," because, you know, he's sleeping. So he looks, and there's no one there, like no one. So my uncle got freaked out and he started running towards the house, like just straight up running. And then he got there and told my aunt everything. Now, I don't know if I'm missing any like details to the story, but whenever she told it to me, she said that my uncle met the devil. So I don't know if like, because the entity said don't come out during my hours, and like typically people associate nighttime with the devil time. or yeah, I guess devil time. Like they assumed it was the devil, but I don't know. That's kind of just how they explained it to me. And I have a lot of other stories from my family that they have shared, so maybe I'll do another one and I'll let you know. I know my wife has one that's like so crazy, and I also have some stories, so